Welcome back, fellow fros. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like, share, comment. I'm back with another hair video on Bantu knots. So first things first, guys, you first have to spritz your hair with water, preferably warm water. For my hair loves warm water, so to just finger detangle and make it moist, to hydrate it actually. And then the Bantu knots come out nicely when your hair is stretched. So I had already semi-stretched my hair while I was doing the high puff that I was wearing, so it's not much of a big problem. So I'm just sectioning that part of my hair using my hands, and then I take the comb and I just try to make the line perfect. Guys, I'm so bad when it comes to making lines. So I struggle a lot to make a perfect line, and my hair is a lot, so you can imagine. So I think I'm gonna go off camera and try to see if I can make a straight line. I went off camera to make a straight line, so I used that red tail comb to make a line. I was so hoping that it was going to be straight, but in the mirror there, guys, it's a war. But anyways, it is what it is. This thing is not going for a show, so you know what, we're just gonna deal with what we have. So I'm just tying back the hair at the back so that it doesn't disturb me while I'm doing the bantus on the front. And then I also section the part of the hair where I'm gonna do the bantu. The thing is, I don't have a mirror in front of me, so my lines, guys, that was perfect, and then I came and I destroyed it. Yeah, and I had to go off camera again to make it straight. Okay, that's much better. Okay, it's more of a straight line. So yeah, I went ahead and I put away the other part of the hair that I wasn't working on. I think I need to find myself some hair clips. This thing of tying with this band, it's difficult to undo. So again, go in with your water, just a little bit. I think I overdid it there. And then I love to finger detangle my hair before I introduce any comb, so that I reduced the hair loss. And then after I finger detangle, I go in with my wide tooth comb, starting at the ends and going backwards. You know, guys, since I cut my ends, I have realized that the detangling session is more bearable, more manageable. And then I go with the detangling brush. It's really easy to detangle now than when my ends were tapered. So I'm really liking the trimming sessions, so I think I'm going to be doing it more often, like after 3 months, not that often. Then this is the LOC, guys. So for the liquid, I'm using the water to hydrate, and then for the oil, I'm using this Afro Botanics oil. I normally have my own made oil, but it ran out and I haven't ordered oil, so yeah. I also concentrate on the ends because the ends are your oldest parts. And this is a whipped avocado butter that I made, and there is a video. I'm gonna link it up somewhere here so that you can go check it out. So this is for my C, that's my cream. So also remember to concentrate on the ends. And then what you're gonna do for the Bantu knot is that you're gonna twirl your hair. You're not twisting, but it's just one big hair strand. And then you roll it around, securing it at the roots, and then you roll it around itself and then roll it around the knot. I don't know if that makes sense. and then you continue rolling it on your finger and rolling it around the knot itself. Okay, so let's try again to explain on the next one. Okay, so you section the hair again, spritz it with water, finger detangle, and then I went in with my white. Okay, I put the oil first here. It doesn't matter how you do it, guys, but when it comes to combing, just make sure that you do the white tooth comb first, followed by the Damien brush. So starting from the ends, going backwards. And then you follow with the brush. Then the avocado butter. Also remember the ends, guys, because your ends are the oldest part, so they really need extra care. And then we are rolling the hair around itself until almost halfway, and then roll it on its own, like making a knot. So you roll it on your finger around itself and then secure it down. I hope it makes sense. Tell me if it does make sense in the comment section. Okay, let's try again the third one, and then after here I'm going to just fast forward the video. So I tied away that hair to give myself room to work freely, and then hydrate first with water. You can even use a leave-in conditioner of your choice. I didn't have leave-in, so I was using water. So another thing, guys, is that Bantu knots take forever to dry, so you don't want to be drenching like your head like crazy. So I don't know, maybe I'll remove these ones the day after tomorrow, because they take a lot to dry, and the weather is not that sunny, and I don't want to use heat on my hair, so I'll just wait for the natural process for them to dry out. Okay, so rolling the hair around itself, and then you pin it down to form a knot in the same direction. So I'm rolling it in a clockwise direction. I don't know, for left-handed guys, please tell me in the comment section how you roll the hair, because I don't know if it's gonna be the same, but I think it's gonna be opposite. So you roll, when you're laying it down, you lay it down in the same direction that you roll it, because if you lay it in the opposite direction, it's just gonna come out. Here I realized that my Bantu knots were coming out on their own. I think because when I'm used to doing them when I haven't trimmed my ends are so tapered such that I can wrap it right round and it secures nicely. But because now I cut my ends, it's just falling apart. So I decided to just pin down using a bobby pin. So all the Bantu knots I'm going to be pinning them down with the bobby pin so that they don't come off. And another thing to remember, guys, is that I make sure that my hair is not too tight because I don't want to end up with a headache. And as much as I want to look nice, but it doesn't have to come at a price. So yeah, you just secure them comfortably, like in a way that make sure that you won't have a headache. And it's also to have loose fitting hairstyles because they don't put a strain on your roots, resulting in breakage or completely uprooting. So yeah, it's important that your hairstyles, in as much as they are neat, but they should be comfortable and they should be easy on the hair. So I think from now I'm just gonna fast forward this video. A thought just popped in when I was doing this, and I was like, you know what? I think this could be a style on its own. You see, if you fluff that out nicely and you have, boom, a hairstyle. So I partitioned my hair into 3 parts: the front, the middle, and the back. So right now I'm working on the middle section, and like I did 4 knots in the front, and I'm gonna do 4 knots in the middle and then 4 knots at the back. So it depends with the length of your hair to see how many knots you can come up with. For me, I only did 4, 8, 12. That's how the Bantu knots are looking after finishing everything, and it's a hairstyle on its own. Then for the edges, I always use castor oil for the edges. And also for the back. I don't know if they're called edges, the ones at the back. At the front, I think they're called edges. Yeah, I think they're front edges and back edges. So I just massage it in. Castor oil is really good for the hairline. It restores the hairline, and I've never had difficulties with my hairline. It's also, I think, because I don't do hairstyles that strain my hairline. So yeah, this is the next day, guys. So I just decided to take out the Bantu knots because they had dried earlier than expected. So now I'm just taking out the bobby pins. I grabbed the hair oils just to put it on my hands so that I could unravel nicely the Bantu knots. So just a little bit of oil, and then I unraveled them carefully so that I do not disturb the curl pattern. I'm hoping this Bantu knot out will come out nice. I don't have such a good experience with Bantu knot outs, so yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. this is how the Bantu knot out came out. So I went ahead and separated. So I went ahead and put a little bit of oil again, and then started unraveling the Bantu knots in small section. So you just separate, carefully separate, and then I wrapped it around my finger just to maintain the curl definition. So I'm also wrapping it in I think it's a clockwise direction. Yes, clockwise direction. So you do that for the rest of the knots until you finish. And the most important thing is just to make sure that to do the, small sections. So grab a little section, wrap it around your finger and let it loose. This is the most tedious part, guys, because you have to be extra careful, and you also have to do small, very small sections. But I think I'm loving the way it's coming out. I didn't expect to get this much definition because I didn't use a curling custard. Remember, I just used avocado butter. Ooh, nice. Okay, so this is how it's looking like. I'm really loving the definition. Hey, I went to grab my comb to pick the roots, just to close that area that you saw that has got some demarcation. Otherwise the head is full, and I'm loving the definition. I look like an 80s Afro princess. Usually I look like an 80s Afro boy. I grabbed my bobby pins just to tuck the side and give it more of a girly look. So I just twisted that part of the side and then tucked it with the bobby pin. And then you can use as many bobby pins as necessary to tuck it down. And that's the final look. Okay, this is the final look, guys. I'm loving the definition, especially on the front. The back part of my hair and the sides are so stubborn, just like I told you guys that the texture of the back and the size is the same, but the front has got its own different texture from the rest of my head. Thank you guys for watching. Till we meet again in the next video. Bye.